What's going on, guys? Thank you for jumping into this video slash live stream today. My name is Danny Coldblood, aka My Music Vidiot, and I am here in the wonderful world of, well, Grand Theft Auto 5. But we're going to talk about something that's very interesting and something that I think is very important. I am in director mode. I am Ronald, the conspiracy theorist. And we are at the Chiliad mural in Grand Theft Auto 5. And I have a special guest joined up with me today. He is a viewer, friend, and hunter in the world of Grand Theft Auto 5. Thank you for joining us. We have Eldrazi Hippie. He isn't new to the channel. He's been here on the channel a couple times for a couple different discussions. And so I decided to bring him back on. So, Hippie, what's going on, buddy?
Not too much, man. How's it going with you today, Danny?
Oh, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Thank you for joining me. Basically, yep, it's pretty awesome having you on the channel again. Basically, we're going to talk about a subject, guys, and you can see from the thumbnail and the description and even the title, basically, what is the future of this mystery, of this unsolved Easter egg, of this unsolved mystery that we have within Grand Theft Auto 5 called the Chiliad Mystery. Since day one, we were able to find this mural, and we have discussed it, we have talked about it, we've made many videos about this, and since this mural has been found, and almost 5 years in the making now, trying to solve this, Rockstar Games really has not came out with anything new as far as another game. So this is still their most recent game that they put out, and they redid it again for you know, the next generation, and they, you know, made all the graphics better and all that stuff. But we haven't had another game. Now, next month, or actually, well, it's not September yet, but in October, so in a month or two, October 26th, we have Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out. Now, what does that mean for this Chiliad mystery? Does that mean that basically it's going to be done? Like, people are going to lose interest in it? A lot of people want to just brush it off and say they think it's solved already, which I highly disagree with. But what are your thoughts? I would like to know what you guys out there, what you guys are thinking. Everyone that's in here live with us, please let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we can discuss that right now. And if you missed this live stream, if you're here late, well, first of all, you get a spanking for that, which I might enjoy. But if you do come here late, you can leave us comments, because I'm going to definitely check the comments and see what everyone's thinking. Maybe we can even do a part 2 of this later on and discuss more about it once we have more people's ideas and thoughts, you know, equipped with ourselves to think about this, because this is a very interesting topic in my opinion. I brought on Hippie because Hippie's another player within Grand Theft Auto. He's another person that's involved in the mystery, and he's also a part of the group. If you guys are on the Xbox One, definitely join the Chiliad Mystery Club. It's here on the Xbox One, and you guys can join it up, and there's a lot of interesting stuff that gets posted on here. Hippie's also a part of that. So if you guys have any questions or ever want to share anything like that, feel free. And on the PlayStation, you could join the community solving the Chiliad mystery. But we do have you know, some interesting stuff tied with the mystery as well. When you're looking at Red Dead Redemption, it's getting released on a Friday, October 26th, which is a day they time travel in within the movie Back to the Future. And we know that Back to the Future has a lot of connections to this mystery. If you guys are new, I'm sorry for just jumping ahead and going over all the big stuff now, but there's a lot of stuff that you'd have to look into if you're brand new to the mystery. All of you veterans out there that have been hunting for a while know what I'm talking about. So what are your guys' thoughts? Hippie, I'll start off with you since you're joined with me on the channel. What do you think, man? Do you think that this mystery is going to be completely forgotten about? Is it going to be just, you know, dead? Is it going to be something that people look into in 10 years from now and then solve? Like, you know how Easter eggs happen like that, 12 years later they get solved and brought to people's attention? Or do you think that people are going to, you know, really crunch now that the time is short and start solving it and maybe even have it solved before Red Dead? Or do you think that Red Dead 2 will have no effect, that this game has so many players, there's going to be still people out there hunting, and it won't make any difference to this mystery? What are your thoughts on all of this right now?
All right, so my thoughts, like, I sat back and I watched the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer a couple times, and in the first time I watched it, I'm just like, wow, this kind of feels like a GTA game. So what I'm hoping on the fact of the mystery continuing on is that somebody will do something in the same manner that they would have on GTA, and the environment, anything that might link to the mystery might just start popping out of their head. They might end up seeing something.
I
I'm
see.
hoping.
That's
I
a
am
good that's a
hoping.
good idea though. Not to cut you off, but that's a really good idea because we know one thing, at least if you guys have been watching my channel, that Rockstar does like to repeat themselves just like history. They go back and they infiltrate their past and make it something relevant in the present. And we see a lot of clues that tie us back to their previous games. So what if something in Red Dead 2 will tie us back to this mystery? That's something very, very interesting to think about.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about Rockstar. They'll do that kind of thing to bring you back to various games that they've built. Um, but when I was watching it, I'm like, okay, I kind of feel like I'm in a GTA world a little bit. So when wandering around, if you're in playing it before, pre-order and you guys get it on the day of, just keep your eyes out. You know, try and if you're definitely into the mystery, try and keep your mind on that because you may end up seeing something that somebody won't, and that might be another tie, even though it is a different game. So what I'm hoping, instead of it dying out, because that would suck, honestly, if everybody just be like, oh, the mysteries, nobody's ever going to solve it. I don't think it's going to take one game to solve it. I think it's going to take many. So I'm hoping that they do bring in stuff for the GTA mystery, so then people will go back and be like, wow, I found this in Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe it might lead to something. That's my hopes for it.
Right, right. And I honestly, I think that there's a lot of good stuff that you were just saying and your thoughts on this because we see a lot of different things, right? Things repeat themselves like Bigfoot. We had Bigfoot in especially Red Dead Redemption with the Undead Nightmare DLC, and then we have Bigfoot in this game, which was tied to one of the biggest Easter eggs, if not the biggest Easter egg within Grand Theft Auto 5, and that was the Bigfoot versus the Beast mystery. Which utilized sound and a lot of different things to actually end, to end it and solve it. So we see that there's definitely a connection between their previous games, in particular Red Dead Redemption, since it's the most valid and the biggest thing that we have to look at right now, since Red Dead 2 is coming out. Okay, all their other games aside, which really shouldn't be put aside completely because they are definitely valid when looking at the mystery. There's a lot of connections, but when looking at Red Dead, since Red Dead 2 is coming out, we do have connections, like I said, Bigfoot. And there's things within Red Dead Redemption that do make it feel like it's a Grand Theft Auto game just set back in time. And it's so crazy that it's happening on Friday the 26th, of October, a day that is known for time travel within Back to the Future. They gave us the DeLorean in GTA 5 Online. Okay, there's so many things that we already see connections with. They have us doing treasure hunts in GTA Online for Red Dead Redemption guns and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that they keep on doing, and it's weird because when I first seen that treasure hunt, I was like, wait a minute, why are they promoting another game within Grand Theft Auto 5? It's not Grand Theft Auto 6 that's coming out, it's Red Dead Redemption. It's a separate entity, yet they're promoting it within GTA. So they're telling us right there that there's a connection. Just by having us do stuff like that, there's a connection. And we don't know what we're going to see in Red Dead 2. There might be a mural. There might be something weird like that on a wall somewhere. There might be connections. There might be some images that are similar. There might be something that might trigger you to say, oh my god, that's directly associated with what I learned or what I was investigating within the Chiliad mystery. And hopefully there is something in Red Dead Redemption 2. Because Rockstar, I mean, yes, they did everything they could to make this so hard to solve, but if you think about it, if you make something for somebody, a secret, an Easter egg, you eventually do want them to solve it, because that's half the fun, is watching them try to solve it, but the other half is them solving it, getting it done, and knowing, wow, you were so genius for this crazy thing that you did. So I'm sure they would like to see it solved, so why wouldn't they link it into RDR2? There's a lot of people out there that claim the mystery is solved, and I don't believe so, because there's no explanation yet. There's so many questions. There's no conclusion, full conclusion. That's just people that don't want to really come to terms with the fact that it's not solved, and I just believe that it isn't. There's still so many things left, and I think that Rockstar will put something in their future game. I think that stuff in Red Dead 2 will definitely be coinciding with stuff that we looked at within this mystery, if not more physical, like an actual mural or something. But I would like to know what everyone in the chat thinks. I'm going to take a look at the chat right now. Hippie, if you have anything else to say for a moment, I'm going to skim through the chat, and then I'll give everyone shout-outs that are in the chat so far. And if anyone has any ideas or thoughts, I will definitely read them out loud. So if you want to take the stage, Hippie, and if you have any other thoughts, I'll skim through these comments really quickly.
Yeah, for sure. As you were talking about the treasure hunt stuff, like with the old school pistol that's gold, and then you have the hatchet that just came out, the stone hatchet. I do find that to be really, really cool because they are promoting, they're like, oh, you know, here, have a weapon, have something cool. And especially with the stone axe, you get like Trevor's ability. You know, as soon as you hit somebody, you basically go into rage mode. You can keep it going by killing people, even pedestrians. So I thought that was a really cool thing. So I'm wondering that if in RDR2 that they're going to have the same ability for the stone hatchet in RDR2, because then it would be like you're kind of like Trevor, you know.
Right.
And I was also thinking, like, on the fact of RDR2 looking and feeling like a GTA game. You know, I'm wondering if just because it's a different game, I wonder if Rockstar has a timeline for all of their games. So instead of it being like separate games or separate entities, I wonder if it's just the same game, just at a different point in time with a different name. I was thinking about that.
That's definitely interesting. I brought something similar up in previous videos, especially when I was talking about the history of Rockstar games being linked up. And, you know, we have Red Dead Redemption, right, which is, you know, ends around like 1911-ish, and then we have L.A. Noire, which is like 1946. And if you look, they're all separate dates, and they all do have a relationship between real life, and that's where all their puns and satire come in with real life Easter eggs and stuff. And then we have GTA5, which is like current day, and then Red Dead 2, which is actually following the same timeline, which is going before 1911, where RDR1 was, and it's going like, you know, 10 years before the century, like in 1880 or something like that, around there, 1890. So it definitely is connecting the dots where a timeline could definitely be presented from beginning to end so far. We have Midnight Club, we have all these other games that share character names and situations, and there's so many things that make us think that this definitely is something to look at as a whole. Like, all of their games play a part in one big story. Okay, so maybe we have to come back when that story is complete. Maybe we don't understand the full meaning of that phrase, something that we could see right here near the Chiliad mural. There's so much of that that I like, that, you know, what you're talking about. It makes a lot of sense.
Like, it all clued in when I started watching the RDR2 thing. I'm like, wait a second. Red Dead Redemption was like an older school, you know, Old West, when, you know, back in Midwest 1800s, it was kind of the same thing, you know. And then we basically get to see Rockstar's universe evolve through the years. So that's what it's like. There's got to be something that's going to link everything together. And I honestly think the mystery hasn't been solved yet because it's not complete. You know what I mean? I have a feeling that RDR2 will hold a key that will help unlock the mystery.
I think so too, man. And just so we all have our bearings together and we have our lore up to date and that we're familiar, I plan on doing, I've been talking about this, especially lately, but I've been talking about it for a while. The closer that we get to October, I'm going to start a Red Dead Redemption live stream, and I'm going to play the game from beginning to end, and then go ahead and do the Undead Nightmare, and play that from beginning to end, and then hopefully that'll, you know, conclude itself right before or shortly near RDR2 is released. So that way we're all up to date on everything, and we are familiar with all the lore and everything like that, and we'll definitely go over key points that we've known are the most relevant within the mystery in GTA, and hopefully something will trigger in somebody somewhere in case the clues are that hard, you know, if they're super hard to find, or maybe they'll be blatant. I still am like feeling like you are. I completely agree that there is definitely going to be something within RDR2. Rockstar is known for doing this. They're known for bleeding something into their other games. And what else than the biggest mystery so far in video game history, in my opinion? Why not the Chiliad mystery? Why wouldn't they bleed that into RDR2? I mean, we are on the same land. I've talked about this before. We are on the same land as RDR2. You know, we are here in like California area, and that's the same area, okay, that we were in previous games like San Andreas, Red Dead Redemption 2, LA Noire. Isn't it funny that all these games are basically on the same land? So if there is something like this, looks like it was etched up by some Aztec people, like some ancient Aztec or Mayans. Now, if that is true, why wouldn't we see some form of this in Red Dead Redemption 2? Maybe there's a mountain with something scratched into a wall. Maybe it's not complete yet at that time, or maybe it is. I have a feeling there's going to be something in RDR2. I really do. Really quick, I want to give people shout-outs that are jumping into the channel and watching this live. We have Chiliad Mystery PI. We have Almighty Coon. What's going on, guys? We have Brian Ibarra. Thanks for jumping in. We have Ultimate Hippie 420. That's Eldrazi Hippie himself. Thanks for jumping in there, Howdy. Hippie.
No problem.
We got Kimmy Bro D. What's going on? We got Trippy Dame. Brian Ibarra says, I hope RDR2 has Bigfoot in the woods, a werewolf at a full moon, maybe a thunderbird in the night sky. These would be cool Easter eggs. Absolutely. I agree with you. That would be awesome. We have TJ Banks. What's going on, buddy? We have iGame613. Good evening, bud. We have Trill XR JV. What's going on? Thanks for jumping in. We have VLL. Oh my God, something. We have a crazy name here. Thanks for jumping in, crazy. We have Red Primal HB. Spink me, daddy. You don't want me to get my hands on you. Thanks for jumping in. Rocky91. What's going on, Rocky? Thanks for jumping in, buddy. Ghetto Angel. Loves my videos from London, UK. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We have Chris. Thanks for jumping in, Chris. Ashley the Trips. Thanks for jumping in. Marvel Padawan. Thanks for jumping in. He's from Manchester, UK. In the house. Sir House. How you doing? House is in the house. I like it a lot. Funny Man 1. Thanks for jumping in. I love you too, my friend. Time to dish out those spankings. Anyway, guys. What are you thinking? Anyone have any thoughts on this? When Red Dead Redemption 2, this is basically the question, when RDR2 comes out, do you think that it's going to leave this mystery dead in the dust? Do you think it's going to spark more people to get involved in the mystery? Will there be something in there blatant for us to realize that this mystery is unsolved? Will it take another game like RDR2 to solve it? Or is it going to basically make people feel like this is old news, there's nothing more to find, and is it going to be just left for dead? Okay? What are you guys thinking out there? I'd like to know your thoughts. I'd like to bring more people on the show, actually, and talk to more hunters live about it. I think it's really interesting to do that and get some more discussions out there. So if anyone is interested, definitely join the Chiliad Mystery Club on the Xbox and join the community on the PS4 solving the Chiliad Mystery. What are you guys thinking? Is this mural just a pile of nonsense? Is it going to be forgotten about? Or is there too much clues to disregard the fact that this mystery is definitely real and we need to solve it? We have connections like the Back to the Future connections. We have the DeLorean now in GTA Online. We have Back to the Future, the movie. Okay, the day that they travel back in time, October 26th. Games are usually released on a Tuesday. For some reason, Rockstar wanted their game RDR2 to be released on a Friday for some reason, which happens to fall on October 26th, the day of time travel. And that is happening this October. RDR2 will be released, not on Tuesday, but on October 26th, making it already seem like the connections are right before our eyes, as the time travel clues are definitely connecting to each other. This mystery is definitely looking like there is definitely something that's going to happen within RDR2. I'm thinking that they're already giving us subliminal hints. They're already giving us small clues. I think there's definitely going to be some signs, literally some signs within RDR2 pointing back at this mystery. What are you guys thinking? I'd love to know in the chat right now what you guys are thinking. Hippie, I mean, when I get the game, I don't know about you, but when I get the game, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explore for about a good hour. I want to see what areas I can get to. If I can't, get to certain areas, I'll have to play throughout the game to get there. But the way it sounds like we can basically craft our own storyline, that the world is ours for the taking. I'm definitely going to be going into the mountainous terrains. I'm definitely going to be trying to figure out where Chiliad is, Mount Chiliad, because we know that we are on the same land. So why wouldn't this mountain be there? I have a feeling that there's going to be something. When you get the game, are you going to be doing the same thing? Or what do you think, man? I think that there's something to find.
Oh, me too. Me too. Like if once I can get my hands on that game, that's the first thing I'm going to do too is explore. Because if you don't explore, you're not going to find anything. If you just do the missions, you may end up missing something. So exploring is definitely a part of the big game there. I do want to add to what you were saying earlier about getting people's opinions and whatnot. I used to be a viewer, like I still do. I view him all the time. I like to watch his videos to stay up to date. If you think you're one of those people who have an idea, like it doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or whatever. If you think it's good or bad, still run it by somebody. Like I had an idea over Soulwax FM one day. I ended up meeting Danny, talking about it, and he's like, "Yo, you made me look in a different perspective." So it could be you. Always keep your eyes out, and if you do find anything, bring it up because it might be a good thing.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I'm always looking to bring new people on the channel, new hunters. You don't have to have a YouTube channel. You don't have to have status out here in the entertainment world. You just have to be somebody with a brain that has an idea that wants to solve this thing, and there's the only common interest that matters. And honestly, I'm looking to bring more people on the channel to get more discussions out there. What do you guys think? Because you guys are the ones that are watching the videos. In my eyes, you're the more important than other people with status and everything. I want to know what you guys are thinking. You guys are the ones. The only reason I ever started doing YouTube to begin with is because I had ideas, I had connections, I had clues, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody. All these other guys were. It was so hard to get a hold of them, so I started my own damn channel, and then I just started to build from there. And I'm not forgetting that fact. I'm not forgetting that's sometimes where the biggest clues are people that found them that are just viewers. So if you guys have anything, leave it in the comments, leave it in the chat. Leave it in the club or in the community that I just told you guys about, or send me messages on Twitter or anything like that. I'm always interested to see what you guys are talking about, what you guys have. Chiliad Mystery PI says he thinks that it basically be a time travel thing with a series of side missions that'll explain the history of the mural. That's interesting to look at. Mr. Grape jumped into the chat. What's up, Mr. Grape? Oh, sorry, Marvel. Marvel is a girl. I called you a he. It's really Deborah. Sorry, Deborah. Almighty Coon says that in Red Dead Redemption 2, it may do both and confuse people if allows players to use their GTA Online character to transfer physical build for time travel. See, yeah, there's so many things to think about and talk about. There's so many options that may happen. It's just going to be so crazy until that game comes out. We're not going to really know unless they give us more clues and stuff. Lloyd's Z, what's going up? Thanks for jumping in. And Ashley the Trip says that she was going to say something really good, but she forgot it. Say no to drugs, my friends. Say no to drugs. What's up, Mr. Loki? Thanks for jumping in. Almighty Coon also says, game environment reactions equals 5 stars. We shoot for with 1 rocket from Bird and CB radio of Control Lost from EMP drop. EMP inside aircrafts. Airspace equals space with shot rockets. Duality, a few levels. See, he's getting really into it, man. There's so many ways to look at this thing. Rockstar taught us one thing, if anything, and that is that duality matters and that there's different perspectives. They matter. They have a lot of stuff that they throw at us. When the game came out on Next Gen, the revised game, they gave us new achievements, and one of them was a new perspective. Okay, it was called a new perspective, and that was playing in first-person mode for I don't know how long, but for a certain amount of time. Now, why would they do that? Why would that be an achievement or a trophy? Because they want us to know that it is important. And that's how Rockstar does things. They throw them subliminally at us, but we have to know what's clues, what's not, what's a red herring, what's not. And it's kind of hard to separate the difference between them sometimes because there's so much. Rockstar overloads us with so much, So it's very interesting to look at a lot of this different stuff. I'm thinking that Red Dead 2 is definitely going to hold something very important. I think it's very suspicious that it's on a time travel day, October 26th. It's not on a Tuesday. It's on a Friday. They made sure that it was on October 26th. I don't think it matters what day of the week it was going to be. The game would have came out on a Sunday if it happened to be October 26th. I think that Rockstar made a point to do that for some reason. There is a timeline between all their games. There's so much info. There's so much stuff that I've talked about in previous videos. I can go on for hours about this stuff, guys. But looking at it, looking at the trailer, looking at what we have in GTA, looking at all the stuff they're having us doing online with treasure hunt missions and all that stuff, it just seems like they're connecting the dots for us, and they just want us to take a step back and look at the bigger picture and what image do those dots actually show and perform us? You know, like what do they turn into? And basically, I think it turns into the mural. I think they're going to show us basically what these X's mean. I think we're going to understand more about what this mural is if we can utilize the clues that are going to be in RDR2. I really think that Rockstar isn't going to let something like this die out. They spent so much time making this mystery a mystery. I think they're going to find a way to show us that it's still alive and well and solvable within RDR2. What do you guys think in the chat? Anything else that you want to share, Hippie?
Well, we've got Marvel Padawan. He says, I have one thing that no one ever followed up on. So I'm kind of curious on what that is, because then this is the opportunity. Like, we could follow up on it. But yeah, I'm just like skimming through the chat myself and watching what everybody's saying. And yeah, everything is looking really good. You know, everybody's got great ideas, and this is what we need. It's not just the people who you know, sit and broadcast. It's everybody who brings information to the table, you know, and there's a lot of people out there, a lot of different mindsets, a lot of different ways to think of things. So that's why the community is so important.
Right. We got Sir House. He's saying that he thinks that the ghost will point us in the right direction if we do something, not sure what, and if there's a ghost in RDR2. That's interesting because we do have the ghost over on Mount Gordo, and there's a lot of questions about that. So yeah, that's a good train of thought, Sir House. Like, what if there is something similar that we have in GTA5 but up in RDR2? What if there is a ghost? There's still all those zombie clues. Will there be an Undead Nightmare Part 2 within DLC in Red Dead Redemption? Maybe that's what those clues were pointing to us, and I just didn't get it right. Okay, I still believe there's going to be some kind of a zombie apocalypse. There's too much pointing to it, but maybe I wasn't realizing that it's going to be in their next game. Maybe it's RDR2 that will happen in. I mean, there's so many things that we have to look at. Maybe there won't be a mural per se in RDR2, but maybe there'll be something else, like you were saying, like a ghost or something that will definitely let us know, hey man, this is what we have to go back and look at and pay more attention to. I really like that train of thought. I really do.
Absolutely. So Marvel's saying he's got an Easter egg.
Remember, that's Deborah. That's a girl. She got mad the first time when we said he.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry about that.
So what's your Easter egg, Marvel Padawan? You could take the stage right now if you like. Anybody out there that's doing the live chat that wants to go ahead and speak your mind on the situation, what do you think? Do you think that the Chiliad mystery is solved? Do you think that the Chiliad mystery is completely just a waste of time, that it's already been completed? Or do you think it ever was a mystery? Or do you think, yes, are you crazy? It's so obvious. There's so much proof that this is a mystery, and it's still unsolved. And yes, they're going to have clues in RDR2. Or do you guys think that RDR2 won't affect the mystery at all? Do you think that there's going to be people that are still going to be trying to solve the mystery even though a new game from Rockstar is out? Will Red Dead Redemption make the mystery more bigger, or will it squash it down in size? What are you guys thinking? Do you guys think that this is going to be something that will be solved soon, or one day at all? Or do you think that Red Dead Redemption is going to put a twist on it? What are you guys thinking out there? I think that the future of the GTA 5 Chiliad mystery is in very unsteady hands right now. I think it can go either way. I think that the community can be swayed in either way. This might take, you know, RDR2 might be the best game ever, because think about Rockstar. They always make games. Their games always seem to be like top notch. Whenever they come out, they're better than any other game that's ever came out at that time. It's always like blowing away anything. And what if they come out with something that's so absolutely amazing that we forget all about it, right? What if most of the people forget all about this mystery? What if there's, you know, I could see it going either way. Or I could see them showing us something within the mystery or within RDR2 that takes us right to the mystery and brings it back to life with more spunk than it ever has had. I really would like to know what you guys are thinking. I'm feeling it can go either way, which is scary because I myself, I put tons, I can't even count how many hours I put into trying to help solve this Chiliad mystery. I put in tons and tons of hours. So it scares me to think that the mystery could slightly be, you know, drizzled into nothing. I hope that doesn't happen, but if we don't start finding clues or connections that are so overwhelming and powerful, if we don't really show that soon, I have a feeling that anything can happen, and it kind of scares me. I don't know, Hippie, what are you thinking?
No, I'm definitely on the same boat there. Like, it's definitely sitting on a fence. And that's why I say it would suck if it would drop out, because a lot of people put a lot of time and effort trying to figure this thing out, and everybody from big to small, from status to no status, everybody is playing a part, and I honestly don't want to see all the hard work go to waste. So even if, like, I have friends that didn't know what the Chiliad mystery was until I started watching Danny and then getting them into it. So if you've got friends who just like looking at things or just like wandering around and exploring, try and get them into it, because they might actually have a good perspective on it too. They may have found things through their explorations. So it comes down to the community. When it comes to it, the community is the one that will make or break the mystery, because if we can put the work into it and find something, then that means the mystery will live on. But if people begin to be like, oh, it's beginning to become a burden, then it's, you're putting a lot of your time and everybody else's time. But yeah, I'm hoping that RDR2 sparks a lot of stuff for the mystery, because we could really use something to keep it going.
And I think it already is, and that's the one good thing about it all is I've been seeing things. I even had a video a month or so ago that was like a half an hour long, where I show all of these clues so far that we just gathered from the trailer. There's so many clues. Like, I've already brought up the date, okay, October 26th, and it seems like, that's an easy and obvious one, right? October 26th, we have the new one coming out. That's tied right to Back to the Future with the time travel date. And then we have the DeLorean recently released on GTA5 on the online. I mean, there's stuff like that you can't overlook. It's too coincidental. And there's so many things. And, I'm really thinking that if they're already doing that before the game's released, then there's definitely something for us to see when the game is released. It's going to be a huge game. It's going to be so big, and there's going to be so much to do. I just hope that the hunters out there that know in their heart that this mystery is still able to be solved and is still out there, I hope they look and they search and definitely try to get that information out there, because I'm sure we're going to find stuff. And if we can keep this mystery basically alive enough to solve it, that'll be amazing. Because imagine the day that this thing does get solved, if we all stay working together and unite as a unit to do so. It's going to be absolutely fucking phenomenal. We can finally say this mystery is solved, because there's so much that Rockstar put into it. I think that this mystery was being created well before GTA5 was even thought of. I think that they were definitely working on it with their previous games. You can see the connections all the way back to like Midnight Club, San Andreas, LA Noire. There's so many games that have these direct links and ties. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, definitely check out some of these videos I'm talking about that I brought up on my channel. So a lot of them are even newer. Okay, I've been bringing up a lot of stuff. I think the playlist is called like the puzzle pieces of the Chiliad mystery or something like that on my channel. Take a look at some of the videos, guys. You'll see the proof. The proof is there. It's just a count on the community. What is going to happen when this game comes out? Are we going to... I mean, what's going to happen to the fan base of GTA? Is there going to be barely anybody online anymore? Is there going to be people playing the game still hunting in single player, or are they going to be just always on RDR2, which I don't blame them for? I probably will be doing the same thing, spending a lot of time on RDR2. But the thing is, are we going to be spending time on RDR2 looking at it through the eye and the scope of this mystery still needs to be solved? Or are we going to be just looking at it like, holy crap, look at this awesome new game? Like, I really hope that it's a little bit of both, that it's, we have some shared understanding that this is something that we've all put so much time into. We can't let it just go to waste and fade away. I'd really hate to see that happen. It would just suck so bad.
Like, on that note, hopefully I'm not cutting you off.
No, you're good.
I do want to reword what I was saying. Nobody's wasted their time on this. I do, though, get the train of thought where if you do put a lot of time in, you may think it was wasted. But no. Nobody's work has ever been wasted. We've gotten this far from information, little bits, big bits. So I did see something in the chat about that. Nobody did ever waste their time. I should have worded that appropriately. But yeah, the train of thought could get into somebody's head and be like, yeah, I dropped 20, 30, 40,
I've dropped
and then
hundreds.
be like, well, I wasted my time.
I've dropped hundreds of hours on this mystery. It might feel like it's a waste of time if it's not solved, but just know that one day it will be. I believe that strongly. One day the mystery will be solved, and when it is, you will definitely feel that feeling of, holy shit, man, I was a part of something bigger, and this is awesome that it's completed. We have Marvel Padawan in the chat. She is letting us know what her clue is that she found that never was addressed, and she says that it is the sound used for underwater peyotes is lifted straight from BioShock. Fact. That's really interesting.
That is interesting.
I've never actually heard that before. I'm gonna definitely take a look into that. If we do a part 2 on this kind of a video, which I would like to do a couple different sections, different parts on this before RDR2 comes out, to see what more people have to say, see what kind of comments are left, see who would like to join in on the channel, and definitely talk to people, and maybe bring more people in and, you know, discuss this and get this going. Maybe I can even get a hold of other YouTubers out there if you guys would like to talk, or see me talk with other people. I've already talked to Trippy Commentaries about it. He's down. So maybe I'll get more involved with this discussion, guys, at other times, and we can get more involved with other people's point of views on everything. But I will definitely get back to you guys on this one. I really like what you're having to say on this, Marvel Padawan. The sound that is used for underwater peyotes is lifted straight out of BioShock. That is interesting. I'm definitely going to look into that. Thank you for your inputs and sharing that information. I'd like to see exactly what that sound is in BioShock, because sound, we know, is a big deal within this mystery. That's very interesting. Maybe that's, you guys will never know. It could be the smallest thing that you found. That could be the biggest breakthrough within this mystery at this point in time, because we've already found so much. There's so much. It's almost like a cracked glass that's about to just shatter. We're about to break this thing open any moment. It just could be the smallest piece of information that you guys have that you might not think is relevant. Like Hippie was saying, you might not think it's relevant. You might not think it's anything. Share it anyway. It might be something that can break this thing in half. So definitely let us know if you guys have any thoughts. She also says that she could send me a video clip. She tweeted it ages ago to prove this. Definitely send it to me, yes. Tweet me that video clip, Padawan. I would like to see what you're talking about. We have Andy Wong in the house. Thanks for jumping in, Andy Wong. We have Paul Curie. What's going on, Paul? Thanks for jumping in. He says that the best thing about the Chiliad mystery was the people he met and became friends with along the way. That's another good way to think and look at this, guys. How many people I've been able to meet and talk to because of this mystery. How many pieces of information I've learned, all the knowledge that I've gained. There's so much greatness that came out of this mystery. Even if we don't see anything conclusive anytime soon, the one good thing is that there's a lot of awesome stuff that has came from this mystery, a lot of friendships, a lot of different things, a lot of information that we have learned. There's so much, and now we know how to look at things with a new perspective as well. Any new Easter eggs from any new games that come out or anything like that, we could say, holy crap, that is something I found, or that is something I learned or figured out because of this Chiliad mystery. So if anything, it's taught us how to look at things in a different light, which is really awesome. We have Trippy James Reynolds in the house. Thanks for jumping in. He says, due to the fact that the mystery seems to have been moved to online, and online is still being updated, I think there is an end, and there will be more to find. That's very interesting. Very interesting to look at. It does seem like they're spending a lot of time on the online now, and seemed to be promised and basically DLC for single player. Even the actors were talking about it on their Twitter pages and stuff, and then that never happened. So it seems like they did shift it more to online. So I do see what you're saying. It's kind of suspicious the way they did that. We have Pooter Goblin in the house. What's going on, Pooter? He says that he personally thinks that they are foregoing all the mystery stuff and putting energy into online DLC and lining their pockets. See, it does seem like that as well, but they are concluding some stuff like the jetpack, right? We ended up getting that. Unfortunately, it was through DLC, but that wasn't... There was so many people that said when the jetpack came out in GTA5 that the mystery is solved. The mystery is not solved because of that jetpack. We still have 2 other boxes on that thing. Okay, one being a UFO and one being the cracked egg. That's just one of the pieces to the puzzle. That doesn't mean that the thing is solved. up. So they did give us a boost, if you will, right? No pun intended. With the jetpack, they're just filling in one of those blanks for us. Now that box is filled, checked off, but we still have X's on that mural that don't make sense. We don't know if they're tied to heists or what. We have a lot of stuff that still is not answered. That's why I believe it's not solved yet, and hopefully time will tell. With RDR2 possibly being the thing that we need the most to solve this mystery. Do you have anything else that you would like to say, Hippie, before we probably wrap this up? Because I'm not sure if there's much for us to go on to anymore. We've brought up everything basically that I think we need to bring up. I would like to do a part 2, like I was saying, guys. So definitely leave stuff in the comments, and I'm gonna try to get other people involved. I've already talked to Trippy Commentaries and a couple other people that are doing YouTube and stuff, and probably people that you watch. So I'll be bringing some other people into the show, and even people like you, just people that are viewing the channel that have some good stuff. I'd like to bring you guys on as well. So if you guys have anything, definitely let me know. Hippie, if you have anything that you want to kind of say before we end out, and I'll just take a look at the Chiliad Mystery Club here on the Xbox to see if there's anything good before we leave.
Yeah, for sure. For one thing that I do want to say is thank you for everybody coming in and expressing your thoughts, because that's definitely helpful. When it comes to hunting, if you guys ever need to, jump back and try to find more information or just review any extra information, I always go back to Danny's channel to try and figure out, try and get a different perspective on something that he's covered before, because that could always spark something as well. So just keep that in mind if you ever need a refresher course. Check out YouTube, get back to, get those ideas, keep going, because it, like Danny was saying, it could be just one thing that'll break it wide open.
Absolutely.
So, and I definitely wanted to thank everybody.
It's funny, too. I'm looking through the Chiliad Mystery Club, and this guy, Star Toaster 4990, is posting alien egg supply run. And it's interesting that they, again, what you guys were just saying in the chat about the online being something that they're pushing as very relevant. Okay, we have this mission, okay, which only happens after you do, I don't know how many it was, like 600 supply runs or something crazy like that. But you have this whole mission where you can see the crashed UFO, and you can see like the alien egg, and you got to shoot the aliens. And it's kind of crazy. Is this kind of symbolizing the crashed UFO that's in the water? Is this like something that happened already within the world of Grand Theft Auto? Now that happened again, and now it's on land, and we can recover the egg. And there's so much stuff that needs more investigation, but sometimes it's hard because you have to, like I just said, do 600 or so supply missions just to get this to happen. There's so much, guys. There's so much involved. Rockstar definitely put a lot into this, so don't give up, guys. Definitely stay hunting, and definitely, check out other videos if you guys want, or send your information in. Let's see if we can get this thing solved. And if it does take RDR2 for that to happen, then so be it. And definitely stay tuned. I'll be broadcasting Red Dead Redemption and Undead Nightmare before RDR2 comes out. And when RDR2 comes out, I will be on that game live 24/7. So stay tuned for all that as well. I'm looking in the chat right now to see if anybody in the chat has any last words. Thank you, Trippy James Reynolds. I definitely will keep the search on, brother. Yeah, sorry about that, Marvel Padawan. It's not that we ignored you in any way. I get a lot of messages, I get a lot of tweets, and sometimes I'm very busy with real life stuff, and it's hard to get to everybody. It's not that I ignore anybody. I really don't. I take everything that you guys say to heart, and it's just sometimes it's hard to balance real life and then the tons of information I get from people. But I've been trying to get better at that as time goes on, so hopefully you guys understand all that, and just understand that it's hard. I don't have a secretary. It's hard to get into all the messages that I'm sent and all the info. So thank you guys for being patient, understanding that. What's up, the dude? We have the dude in the house. Thanks for jumping in, the dude. I think it will be solved as well. The dude says that he thinks the mystery will be solved. I think it's going to be too. I just don't know if it's going to be RDR2 that pushes it to be solved or not. We have a lot of good stuff in the chat. Thank you guys for being active in the chat today, the live chat today. It's been very awesome having you guys all here and helping talk and discuss all of this information. Like I said, guys, you're very important to this mystery. All right, there's a couple of us that have an audible voice within YouTube and stuff, but it's all you guys that are watching and doing all your homework that really have some of the biggest discoveries. How many times have I posted a brand new discovery that was from somebody else that one of the viewers told me about? Tons of times. Okay, I really like the idea of community. I've always been about doing discussions since the day I started. It's been all about, you know, getting together with other people, status or not, just trying to get this thing solved and working together. So thank you guys for still doing that and still trying to help solve this thing. It really means a lot. And for someone that, you know, someone like me that's put in thousands of hours into this damn mystery, I just hope that it'll get solved one day. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. I'll keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully we can all get it solved. And a big thank you to everybody that joins up on the channel, even when it's not GTA related. I know most of you joined and subbed to my channel because of GTA and the mystery, but I really appreciate it when I see you guys in the chat and joining the channel when I'm doing other things and playing other games. It's just really nice to see that kind of loyalty from you guys. I really do appreciate it. So every time I see you guys, especially when it's not a GTA game, I really do appreciate it. So thank you guys all for being awesome viewers and hanging in there and sticking it out with me, guys, and being loyal to the channel and just doing you know, what you guys do. So thank you very much. Hippie, a big shout out to you. Thank you for joining up, man, and thank you for giving your 2 cents to the cell situation. I appreciate it, man. And like I said, guys, if you want to join the club on Xbox, it's Chiliad Mystery, and on the PS4, the community is called Solving the Chiliad Mystery. Alright, guys, I think that's basically going to wrap it up. Stay tuned. There's most likely going to be a part 2, maybe even a part 3, where we talk about this again, except for I'll be joined up with maybe Trippy or some other people, and we'll be bringing up more comments that you guys, you know, will be leaving maybe on this video or stuff that you send me, and we'll be talking about this again, guys, because I think it's very relevant and something that we should definitely discover. You know, or not discover, but try to look into more. I'm sorry about that. So Paul Carey says, what's the best way of getting a longer message to me? You guys can hit me up on Twitter at music_vidiots. You can send me something on Facebook, facebook.com/musicvidiots. Instagram, musicvidiot. A longer message, I would say, maybe on probably Facebook. I would say that's probably a good way as well. I'm trying to go through all my messages and stuff that I have, and I'm trying to make that stuff more of a way for you guys to get a hold of me, because I have so many things to go through, so many stuff that you guys have sent me. It's hard to knock through it all, but I'm doing my best. So yeah, send me a message on Facebook if you guys want, or whatever, and I'll do my best to get to it. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for everything. Do you have anything else that you want to bring up there, Hippie? Any last words?
I'm pretty satisfied about how everything went down. All I want to do is say thank you again to everybody for coming in, and thank you, Danny, for bringing me in again. It's always nice to have conversation about mystery. It gives me more and more motivation to get out there and hopefully find something new. So
absolutely, yeah. Man, absolutely. I totally agree. Well, guys, thank you so much for jumping in, and leave me a comment if you have any ideas or any thoughts pertaining to the topic. Stay tuned for more live streams, guys, and have a good one. I really do appreciate it all. So until next time, guys, take it easy. Toddly ta-ta. And as always, peace.